What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Blacktide TV, second video of the day. If you missed the first video of the day where I conducted my epic variant review of the HVR Gemini submachine gun, that video will be linked in the description down below and in the cards in the top right corner, as well as a bunch of other videos that you may enjoy. Now, this video is going out pretty late just because I wasn't exactly sure I would be able to make a second upload today, but the stars have aligned and allowed me to get a gameplay. Earlier this afternoon, the servers for Infinite Warfare went out and a lot of people weren't able to play, myself included. I was out for 2 or 3 hours. I wasn't able to play, but I finally got back on and I grinded out a really quick half a game of Demolition. The other half of this game did not go so well, but this is what we have to work with, so we're going to get going here. I'm not sure what other servers went out. I believe I heard that MWR went out as well, and maybe some other Call of Duty games, so I don't know what's going on over there at the Call of Duty server farm, but something's up. In today's second video of the day, we're laying out all of the noted and noteworthy changes in the most recent in-game update for Call of Duty Infinite Warfare. That update coming out last Friday, February 3rd, 2017. This update will be live on PC on February 14th. Pending any issues on Infinity Ward's testing, according to the patch notes. But in this update, we got more than just the Demolition game mode and double keys for the weekend. They also adjusted a ton of variants. A lot of epic variants got changed. We got a whole bunch of specialist adjustments, a lot of really strange specialists that not a lot of people use, or combat rigs, I apologize, but we're going to be breaking down all of that as well as some general fixes in today's video. I'll be explaining what these patch notes mean if you have read them and didn't really understand, or I'll just be going through them if you haven't read them yourself yet. So first up, the featured content and what's new. Demolition game mode is running until February 10th. There is 2 challenges in this game that you can make use of while you're playing your Demolition game mode. There's the first one, which is 50 victories. You actually have to win 50 games of Demolition in this game. So get out there and get grinding. You got to win 50 games before the 10th of February. That's next week. There's also the bomb diffuser challenge. You have to defuse 50 bombs. You can do that in Search and Destroy, but let me tell you, it's a lot more difficult. It will be easier to do in Demolition, so try and get that one done as well. Next up, we've got a double key weekend until February 6th, so I hope they extend that double key weekend just because of the server issues that they had, but I highly doubt they will. We've got double keys until February 6th, so if you ever wanted to get anything out of supply drops, I highly advise that you try and grind and grab a bunch of keys while you can. Right now, it's dropping between 6 and 8 keys per game, which is pretty nuts. I highly advise you jump on there and try to get as many keys as you can during the double key weekend. We've also got an added hardcore sabotage mosh pit. We've got a sabotage team deathmatch playlist and a sabotage mosh pit playlist in the DLC tab of the playlists. That's it for featured content. Time to get into the good stuff. So general fixes, there's a couple different little bugs that they fixed, of course, some map glitches in the new maps, but what you really want to know about are the reduced kill requirement from 3 to 2 for a single shot of the Gravity Vortex gun for the rig body unlock challenge. So if you're using the Gravity Vortex gun, there is a challenge to unlock a body for the Striker rig, and you have to get 25 triple kills, or you had to get 25 triple kills with a single shot from the Gravity Vortex gun, which is pretty damn difficult. Now you only have to get 2 kills with a single shot. They've also fixed up payload streak challenges, so after you die or after you put your specialist weapon away, any kills that you receive, say with the Gravity Vortex gun that you shoot off, that will count towards your streak now, which is pretty great. And the second shot of the Gravity Vortex gun will also count towards your streak, which was a big screw up on their part in the last update. It always counted before, and then with the most recent update, it stopped working, and now it's counting again. So first and second shot both count towards your streak with the Gravity Vortex gun, and the kills that you get after you die or after you put your weapon away also count. Next up, we're talking a bunch of different payloads that got adjusted. So first up, phase shift cooldown has increased from 60 seconds to 90 seconds, so it's going to take longer to charge that up before you can use it. Same with rewind, 60 seconds to 90 seconds. Overdrive has increased from 70 seconds to 90 seconds, which is crazy because who runs overdrive? I've never really seen anyone run overdrive before. Gravity Vortex has been reduced, so now it's only going to take 290 seconds as opposed to 310 seconds to charge your Gravity Vortex gun. Reactive armor health was reduced from 133 health to 114 health, which is great because reactive armor is still OP as hell. Reactive armor was also decreased in duration from 9 seconds to 7 seconds, so reactive armor is really taking a beating here. Active camo duration has been reduced from 10 seconds to 7 seconds, which is good because that thing is OP as hell. Another ability that I don't see a lot of people usually using, Pulsar got a cooldown increase from 120 seconds to 150 seconds. Pulsar being that phantom rig ability that lets you see people through walls for a short time. Pulsar mark time has also been reduced from 6 seconds to 5 seconds. So when you're hit by a pulsar, you kind of glow yellow and you can be seen through walls. You're only going to be marked for 5 seconds now as opposed to the regular 6 seconds. Now for the fun part. The weapons. There has been a ton of weapon changes here. We're not going to get into Zombies in Spaceland or Raven the Redwoods, but for multiplayer, there have been a absolute ton of weapon changes, including a ton of epic variant changes. They've been actually changing up how epic variants work. Not just buffing or nerfing, but completely changing traits 100% just out of nowhere. And this, of course, is screwing me over because I do the epic variant reviews, and now a lot of my epic variant reviews are obsolete. It's kind of urging me to stop making that series because they're just going to change everything on a whim if somebody doesn't like it. Alas, let us begin. So the first weapon we have is the Hailstorm Pistol, which is your 3-round burst secondary pistol. It has had a decreased fire time between bursts, which can be taken a couple of different ways. I'm translating that to can fire bursts faster. There's less of a delay in between bursts. At least that's what it feels like, and that's what it seems like with the way they worded this buff or nerf or whatever it is. I'm going with can fire bursts faster. It's also got a slight increase in damage over range, meaning that you will be able to hit a 1 burst on an enemy at a longer range. Next up, we have the DCM-8 shotgun. So this is the fully automatic energy shotgun. It has had slightly increased damage and damage range, which is great because it pretty well shot marshmallows before now. The DCM-8 Masochist epic variant has had its lifelink perk updated, so the lifelink perk, of course, being the epic trait of this weapon. It now has a large magazine size, and taking damage will fully regenerate that magazine. I believe the original trait was completely different with infinite ammo, but firing the weapon dealt self-damage. It honestly wasn't as bad as you thought. A lot of people didn't use it because they looked at it and went, I don't want to deal myself damage, but it was only like 1 damage per time you pulled the trigger or something ridiculous like that. It really wasn't that bad before. I'm not really sure how I feel about taking damage and fully instantly regenerating the magazine of my weapon. That can seem pretty OP. I'm not sure about this new trait. I don't like how they completely changed it, complete 180 from what the original lifelink perk did. I gotta see it to believe it. So there will be an epic variant review of the DCM-8 Masochist coming very soon. Next up, we've got the Banshee Siren epic variant and its Shockwave perk being updated yet again. This is like the 4th time they've updated this variant since I did my epic variant review on it, and I've had to keep going back and revising, and goddamn, just fix the gun already. Every time they say they've updated the damage to hearing loss and all this nonsense, but it never fixes itself. It never changes. It's always still crap. So hopefully they finally fixed it with the inclusion of improved damage while sliding. So now you're going to be sliding around with the Siren, I guess. That was never a part of it before. Before, it was only damage causes hearing loss. It looks like they've just given up on trying to improve the hearing loss, and they've just added in extra damage when sliding with the Banshee Siren. Moving on to a sniper rifle now, the EBR-800 Osiris, which is the original epic variant of the EBR-800 in this game, has had its Hunter Killer perk updated. Before, the Hunter Killer perk highlighted enemies at low health. Now it does that, but it also removes the sniper glint when aiming down sights. So when you're aiming down sights with a sniper rifle in this game, people that are looking at you can see a little white light from the end of your scope. The Hunter Killer perk, I guess, on the Osiris will completely remove that now. I thought they were going to add in an entirely new variant that would have a no sniper glint trait, but I guess they're just going to add it in on the Hunter Killer perk, which is pretty sweet. This might be a pretty damn decent variant now, so I'm definitely looking forward to reviewing it in the future. Next up, you saw in the very first clip of this video, the Kendo 44 has had a couple variants changed around, the first being the epic variant Cartel. It is no longer, ironically, the best variant of the Kendo 44 in the game. Its secondary perk, which made it so great, Steady, has been changed to Stability. On the same note, the Kendo 44 Advantage, which is the legendary variant of the weapon, has had its secondary perk changed to Steady. So the legendary variant, which you saw in the first clip of the day, is now the best Kendo 44 variant in the game. And why is that? Well, the Kendo 44 has such tight hipfire spread. I believe it's actually the tightest hipfire spread of any weapon in the entire game, with the exception of the Erad Cyclopean, but that one's kind of an outlier. So it has the tightest hipfire spread of any weapon in the game, and Steady makes that hipfire spread even tighter. So the legendary variant of the Kendo 44 Advantage is the best Kendo 44. So if you're going for a Kendo 44, go for the Advantage with Saber Team 7. The DMR1 Spectacle Epic variant is next on our list. The Reflex perk now gives you a built-in reflex sight with a tracking chip and improves the ADS time of the weapon for all scopes. So even if you put a thermal scope over top of that reflex that comes with the Epic variant, it will have improved ADS time. So you can aim down sights faster, get your shot on target better. That's going to make this weapon a lot better for quick scoping in hardcore game modes, or even tactical game modes if you come to think of it. The Rack 9 Smoothbore, which is just disgustingly overpowered as it is, got a buff of all things. One-shot kill zone at mid-range now includes the lower torso and upper arm. So you're just going to be beasting with this thing. This is the best shotgun in the entire game. If you don't have the Smoothbore, I highly recommend you save up 4,000 salvage and buy the damn thing, because it is OP now. Like, I mean, it was OP before, but now it's like OP. It's ridiculous. Getting into the last few updates to weapons here, the Mauler Mammoth, Why You Gotta Break My Heart Infinity Ward, has been nerfed yet again. It now has slower aim down sights and reduced movement speed. I guess they thought that the Mauler Mammoth was just still too OP, which, to be fair, it kind of was, but now it's going to really act like it looks. So the weapon looks like it weighs about 10 billion pounds, and now it pretty well does. It's going to noticeably reduce your movement speed, and aiming down sights, like, it's not even worth it. You need to use quick draw, like 100%, or you can't even aim down your sights to save your life. The MACTAV 45 classic weapon has had a slight increase to recoil when firing an ADS. Some more recoil on the MACTAV, that's just great. Way to get it away from the original UMP45 style. And the M1 classic weapon has had a slightly decreased return speed when firing ADS. That means it's going to return to center faster, meaning you can fire it faster and stay accurate longer. There were also some CWL and zombies changes in this update, but as we don't focus on that type of content here on the channel, I will not be including them. What do you think about this update in the comment section down below? Hit the like button if you enjoyed this video, subscribe for more daily gaming goodness, and I'll see you guys on the next video.